Sam Levitt.
San Diego Padres baseball coming up on 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. Today, the Padres take on the Chicago Cubs in the first game of a 3-game series. Our starting pitching matchup today for the Cubs, left-hander Shota Imanaga, and for the Padres, right-hander Randy Vasquez. Hi, good everyone. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. First pitch coming up at Wrigley Field in Chicago at 11:20. Coming up in the next 50 minutes, we'll hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. We'll also hear from Gavin Sheets. Plus, we have our keys to the game out-of-town scoreboard, and in just a little bit, we'll check in with Tony Gwynn Jr. from the north side of Chicago. But first, it's time to set the table, brought to you by Fraser Farms Market. Set your table with the highest quality of natural and organic products from Fraser Farms Market, a San Diego original since 1971, with 3 locations, La Mesa Vista and Oceanside, and at FraserFarmsMarket.com. Padres are 7-0 to begin the season, their best start to any season in franchise history. Before this year, no Padres team had ever started 5-0, so the Padres continue to build on this historic run. The Cubs enter their home opener at 5-4. They're coming off a 3-game sweep of the A's in Sacramento. The Cubs scored 35 runs combined in those 3 games. We'll have much more on that Cubs offense coming up later. Randy Vasquez makes his second start of the year today. He was great against Atlanta last weekend, 6 scoreless innings. And meanwhile, Shota Imanaga has already made 2 starts this season, including one against the LA Dodgers in Japan. He's given up just 1 earned run in 11 innings of work. Before we turn our full attention to today's game, let's take a look back at how the Padres finished a perfect opening homestand.
Did you miss what happened in the last Padres game? Let's take a look back with our Padres Rewind on the Padres Radio Network.
Let's begin in the bottom half of the third. Luis Arraez on first base, Fernando Tatis Jr. on third, and this happened.
Arraez at first, Tatis at third, 2 away. Here's the 0-1. Arraez takes off, pitches low. Naylor throws down. Fernando takes off. The throw home is high and not in time. Padres pull it off and get the first run of the day on that first and third steal play.
Padres continuing to be aggressive on the bases with Arraez on second. Manny Machado dug in.
Pitch coming. Manny bangs it on the ground at third. Ramirez has it across the line, throws across his body, gets away from Schneemann. Arraez on his way home. He will score, and it's 2-0 here in the third.
On Wednesday morning, Jackson Merrill signed a 9-year contract extension to stay in San Diego for a while. In the afternoon, Merrill did this.
Now Jackson Merrill swings at the first pitch, launches it to right. Jones is back. He looks up, gonna go! What a week for Jackson Merrill. Signed the contract this morning. It's a 2-run homer this afternoon. His second in as many games, and the Padre lead is just like that, 4-0.
The Padres putting together a 4-run, 4-hit bottom of the third. From that point on, the story became Dylan Cease. He went 6 innings and a third, gave up just 1 earned run. In the bottom half of the 7th, it was Luis Arraez.
2-1, and the pitch to Arraez swung on, hit in the air, deep down the right field line, taking aim for the Petco porch. Jones is at the wall, this one gonna go! Luis Arraez with his first home run of the season, yanks it out to right field, leading off the 7th inning, and the Padres get that run back. It's 5-1.
Padres bullpen did a nice job once again. Robert Suarez entered for the save opportunity in the 9th.
Here's the 3-1. Arias swings, pops it up into left center field. Brandon Lockridge just into the game, over into the gap. makes the catch, and the ball game is over. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Robert Suarez, his third save in his many opportunities, and the 2025 Padres begin the season a perfect 7-0. Dylan Cease into the seventh. Jack.
4 against the Braves, 3 against the Guardians, a perfect 7-0 record for the San Diego Padres to begin at 2025. Let's go out to the Windy City.
Let's take a trip up to the Padres broadcast booth for a deep dive on today's matchup with Tony Gwynn Jr. in our Padres game preview on the Padres Radio Network.
Tony, welcome in as you report from the Windy City at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Let's start with the off day yesterday, Tony. How was it for you?
Well, just consider it a half off day for me because I did the radio show. But other than that, got a nice little workout in, met with some friends, had some great pizza at a place called Richard's. And after that, just watched my Lakers, not play well.
Yeah. Hey, Steph Curry and those Warriors, they continue to play well, Tony. Sorry about it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the weather there. We know it's cold. We know it's overcast. We know it's sort of rainy. What's the latest weather in Chicago?
Well, it's all of those things that you just said. Cold, gray. The rain is supposed to hold off. There's about a 30% chance that we get some in between, what the game times will be. But it's supposed to hold. The major stuff is supposed to hold off. And we can get this game in, hopefully, and not be here all day. That would be ideal.
All right, sounds good. Let's talk some baseball. Padres obviously hitting the road for the first time this season after a terrific 7-0 homestand. Tony, I guess the simple question is this. How do the Padres take what they did at home and now take it on the road in a very different environment in Chicago?
I mean, I don't know that anything changes really for the Padres. I think they carry the same things and habits that they had at home on the road. It's not as though they did anything extraordinary from a power standpoint or putting up a crazy amount of runs. They did things that travel well. They ran the bases. They had good at-bats. They had, they were able to stack those things together, and it led to, a 7-0 start. I don't imagine much changing here today. Obviously, when you have a guy like Iganama, oh, wow, I'm going to struggle with that today, I see. Shoto Imanaga is what I was trying to say. Sorry. When you have a guy like that on the mound, that could change things for you. But I don't expect anything to change for the Padres.
Let's talk about the matchup against Shota Imanaga because obviously he had a very good first season in the major leagues, had a very good start against the Padres last season as well, Tony. Early on in his season, it's been more of the same. He's been very good. What do you see as the offensive keys today against Imanaga?
Well, listen, I think when you're facing a guy like Imanaga, you have to be able to get him over the middle plate. And that's the tough part is that he can live on the corners. He's that good in terms of his command. And so at least that's how the Padres approached him last time. You remember they ended up getting to him late, and it wasn't a whole lot. I think it was a 2-1 ball game that they beat him here last year. I would imagine that it could play out the same way, and that's where the approach of the Padres comes into play because it may not come early, it may not come in the middle of the game, but when you keep having those type of at-bats, you eventually can start to chink the armor a little bit, and you get that one mistake, and that could be the mistake that helps you win a ball game. So I think they have to approach it from that standpoint. Now, obviously, they would love to go ahead and get on the board early and maybe even get him out of the game early, but I don't think you can hang your hat on that, and I think that's why their approach comes into play here big time.
Tony, on the other side of this pitching matchup, right-hander Randy Vasquez takes the mound. Obviously, you can never complain about 6 scoreless innings, and that's what he did against the Braves in his first start of the year. Did walk 4, did deal with a lot of base runners. How did you view that start, and what are the keys today for Randy against what has been a red-hot Cubs lineup?
I think that's something he's got to be leery of today. He pitched terrific in his first start, but much like the Padres, the Cubs run the bases equally as well. And they may not do it at the level the Padres do it, but they have that same type of mentality. And so if you're walking guys, you're giving them opportunities to maybe be able to put pressure on you on the bases. And so I think it's in Randy's best interest. Home opener, these guys are going to be revved up to play here, to try to limit that as much as he can. And if he can do that, I think the way he threw the ball last time, if he's commanding it like that, he should have a good night or a good day.
Tony, I want to finish with that. Wrigley Field opening day. I know it's cold. I know it's rainy, but must be kind of cool to be there for an opening day at Wrigley.
Yes, it definitely is. It's for me personally, this was the first place I got an opening day start. There really isn't much like having an opening day here in Wrigley. I know the Padres have already had their opening day.
Yeah.
This is the type of deal where you get up again as if it's your first one, because this place just has so much history behind it. And listen, like I said, there's really not anything like an opening day at Wrigley Field.
Tony, good stuff as always. We'll talk to you and Jesse coming up from Wrigley at 11:10 a.m. here in California. As always, thanks so much.
Imanaga.
That's right. All right, Tony, you got it. That's Tony Gwynn Jr. joining us on our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. Yes, left-hander Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs against right-hander Randy Vasquez on the mound today for the Padres. Taking a quick look at the Padres lineup here today, it looks like this against the left-hander Fernando Tatis Jr. in right field leading off, Luis Arraez at first base batting second, Manny Machado at third base batting third, Xander Bogaerts the shortstop batting cleanup, Jackson Merrill in center batting fifth, Yuli Gurriel, the DH, batting sixth. In the seventh spot, the second baseman, Jake Cronenworth. Brandon Lockridge in left field batting eighth. And Martin Maldonado doing the catching and batting ninth, with right-hander Randy Vasquez on the mound today for the Padres as they play their first road game of 2025 at a rainy, cold, and hopefully not too wet Wrigley Field in Chicago. We want no rain delays here in the studio. No rain delays. When we come back, we hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Plus, a little bit later, we hear from Gavin Sheets, who will come off the bench today. And we have our keys to the game, full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, headlines from around Major League Baseball, and much, much more to get to as we walk you up towards first pitch coming up at 11:20 in Chicago. This is the Padres Radio Network. Welcome back to the EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show. EcoWater SoCal, improving your family's water one tap at a time. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 11:20 at Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. Padres trying to make it a perfect 8-0 to begin the 2025 season as they play their first road game of the season here today in Chicago. A lot to do in our pregame coverage. We'll hear from Mike Shildt in just a moment. We'll also tell you who's hot, who's not. We have headlines from around Major League Baseball, a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard, and in just a little bit, we'll also hear from Gavin Sheets. As always, we invite you to get involved on our pregame coverage. You can find me on X at Sammy Lev, SammyLev. Instagram DMs open as well. Sammy Lev there too. If you have a key to today's game, a comment about today's game, let me know. You can tweet it at me, X me, whatever the kids are saying these days. Instagram DM me with it. May just read your comment or your key to the game live here on the air. And if you're watching on YouTube, shout out to everybody watching on the 97.3 The Fan YouTube channel. You can also comment in the YouTube comment section, and I may just read your key to the game coming up a little bit later. Let's hear from the Padres skipper.
Let's pull up a seat in the manager's office and hear from Padres manager Mike Shildt. Served up by Sin Lee Food, where fresh meets flavor. Find farm fresh produce, bold Asian spices, and gourmet ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Sin Lee Food, the cook's Asian resource.
Mike, there's no such thing as a bad day off, but how important might it have been just to give a little reset to your bullpen and get the guys ready for the series?
I think we're ready to play regardless. Yeah, day off in Chicago is nice, but we're ready to play today.
Randy Vasquez was outstanding in his last outing. Expect more of the same today, I would imagine, and anything that you saw in the last outing that you thought was uniquely different from last year?
Not uniquely different, no. I think show the ability to throw multiple pitches for strikes, get early outs, keep the leadoff hitter off base. That's true for everyone, but just change speeds, throw quality strikes, work with Maldi, and defense makes plays behind him.
It seems like he did a really good job, as you mentioned, of changing speeds. He used his off-speed stuff, super effectively. Was that more of a lineup thing, or is that something that he's trying to do a little bit more this season?
I think it's something that's really effective for him. I think that's what most pitchers, and Randy's included in that. Looking to change speeds, use the cutter, in, out, up, down. Disrupt timing and balance.
Playing here at Wrigley, sometimes on cold days, the wind can be blowing in. Does it change anything in terms of maybe your bullpen management or game management in any way? Maybe a little bit less scoring of an affair?
I wouldn't say not necessarily the bullpen. No, I mean, we want to make sure we take our Petco park hitting and bring it here because, low line drives, using the whole field, situational hitting plays in environments like this.
How much different does Wandy look this year? I mean, you've talked about, sort of him having to come in and the adjustment there, but how much different during spring and now?
Yeah, I think there's a comfortability that with Wandy, he's healthy. It starts there. Really good spring training, great off season. Throwing the ball really well. Righties, lefties, changeup's been really, really good. Been able to control counts, a lot of softer contact, velocity good. So Wandy's done a great job for us.
Last week you talked about how tough some of the decisions were with particularly Tyler and Eggy and to keep them in the organization. What does that mean for you guys?
Yeah, you know what? Surprised, happy on our side. Thought that they would, maybe find opportunities somewhere else, but to have Wade and Eggy back and sitting there ready to go, players that have contributed for us, says a lot about the depth that we have.
What does it do? Because the roster at AAA seems to be quite stronger than, say, like a year ago at this time. Now, you hope that, you don't have a shuttle, but what does that do?
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, we like the team we have, and but it's good to have depth. We don't want to use it, but this experience in the season tells us it's likely to happen at some point, and to have guys that are down there. I mean, Wadey was with us the entire year last year, and contributed and helped us win 93 games. Eggy also was a big part, started the season with us last year, right towards the end of the season. Both those guys were on the club, just tough decisions. So having them down there is good for the depth.
That was Padres manager Mike Shildt before today's game inside the dugout at Wrigley Field. We'll hear more from Mike on our post-game coverage coming up later on this afternoon. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 11:20 in Chicago for game one of this three-game series between the Padres and the Cubs, the first game of a six-game road trip to Chicago and Sacramento. Before we get to who's hot, who's not, a couple of notes there on what Mike Shildt discussed. If you missed the news yesterday, good news for the Padres. Eggy Rosario cleared waivers after being DFA'd. He has been outrighted to AAA El Paso. Same thing happened with Tyler Wade a handful of days ago. So the good news, Padres did not add Eggy or Tyler to the 26-man opening day roster. When they did that, they ran the risk of losing those guys, and they actually don't lose them. They stay in the organization. So, like Mike Shildt alluded to, does add depth at the AAA level. Another move the Padres made yesterday, they selected the contract of Oscar Gonzalez to the Major League roster, optioned him to AAA El Paso to make room on the 40-man roster. Johnny Brito was transferred to the 60-day IL. So Oscar Gonzalez now officially on the 40-man roster as well. You heard Mike Shildt mention Wandy Peralta there. Just to highlight Wandy, he's made 4 appearances so far this year, 3 innings and a third, no runs given up. He struck out 2 and allowed just 1 hit. So he has been very, very good to start his second season as a San Diego Padre. Very impactful in what has been a terrific bullpen so far. We'll have more on that bullpen coming up later in our pregame coverage. Right now, let's tell you who's hot, who's not.
Which player is locked in at the dish? Who needs to kick things up another notch? This is Who's Hot, Who's Not on the Padres Radio Network.
We begin with a look at the hot category. Fernando Tatis Jr. certainly in that category so far this year, batting .423 and 22 at-bats, a home run, 5 RBIs, 7 runs scored, 5 stolen bases so far this year. Jackson Merrill batting .417 and 24 at-bats, a couple of home runs, and 8 RBIs on the year. Manny Machado batting .400 in 25 at-bats, 3 doubles, 5 runs scored, and 4 stolen bases. Gavin Sheets, 8 for 18, couple of doubles, a home run, and 5 RBIs. So the Padres have a lot of guys in the hot category right now. As far as the Cubs, they got 2 guys that are swinging the bat incredibly well. Kyle Tucker being one of them. He's batting .379 in his last 7 games, 4 home runs, 4 doubles, 10 RBI in that span. More on Tucker later. Sia Suzuki batting .344 in his last 32 at-bats, couple of doubles, 4 home runs, and 11 RBIs. As far as the not category, we'll highlight one Cub, Ian Happ, just 5 for 31 in his last 7 games. And that's a look at who's hot, who's not as we get ready for first pitch coming up at 11:20. Now let's take you around the horn.
Let's examine the most important news and the latest information you need to know in the world of Major League Baseball. Sam Levitt takes you around the horn. Presented by Valley View Casino and Hotel. Get ready for Major League winning when you join Valley View Casino and Hotel's Players Club and receive over $200 in free instant offers. Visit valleyviewcasino.com to learn more today.
Take a look at headlines from around the major leagues yesterday and this morning. The Reds have made history and not good history. They lost 1-0 yesterday to Milwaukee. Reds became only the second team since 1920 to lose 3 consecutive games by a score of 1-0, a pair of 1-0 losses to the Rangers, and now 1 against the Brewers. 3 consecutive 1-0 defeats for the Reds. Yikes. The Dodgers put Freddie Freeman on the IL yesterday after Freeman slipped and fell in the shower on Sunday. He tweaked his surgically repaired ankle. X-rays showed no serious damage to that ankle for Freddie Freeman, but he is on the 10-day IL. Aaron Judge hit a 3-run home run last night in the Yankees' 9-7 win against the D-backs. It was Judge's 500th career extra base hit. He became the 3rd fastest Yankee to reach that mark, only trailing Joe DiMaggio and Lou Gehrig. Judge already has 5 home runs and 15 RBIs this season. Judge will play in his 1,000th career game today. His 320 career home runs are already 41 more than any player through 1,000 games in Major League history. So Aaron Judge continues to do Aaron Judge things. A couple of other headlines. We'll have the full out-of-town scoreboard later. Alex Bregman playing in his first home game at Fenway Park today. Justin Verlander making his first start in San Francisco today for the Giants. Gunnar Henderson also expected to come off the IL for the Orioles to make his 2025 debut today. And that's a quick look at headlines from around the major leagues. When we come back, we have our keys to the game. Plus, we'll hear from Gavin Sheets. We hear from a guy who has done some really good things so far for the Padres in this early part of the year. What has been a 7-0 start for the San Diego Padres. They look to make it 8-0 today in Chicago. We've got baseball coming up in just a little bit here on the Padres Radio Network. Our EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show continues here on the Padres Radio Network. Sam Levitt with you inside our San Diego studios. First pitch coming up at 11:20 between the Padres and the Cubs at historic Wrigley Field in Chicago. Opening day on the north side of Chicago. Padres there for it. Game one of this 3-game series with right-hander Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres. Left-hander Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs. We'll have much more on that pitching matchup coming up in just a little bit. We'll hear from Gavin Sheets in a moment as well. First, let's take a look at the latest on the Padres injuries.
Who's in? Who's out? This is the Bada Fulkerson Injury Report, presented by San Diego's Bulldog Injury Attorneys, who hope you're never in an accident. But if you are, make Bada Fulkerson the first call you make. Hit them up 24/7 at badafulkerson.com.
Nothing really major to report involving today's game, but just some updates on the various pitchers that are currently on the IL for the Padres. Johnny Brito was transferred to the 60-day IL yesterday, like we said a little bit earlier, so certainly it will be a while until we see Johnny Brito. He continues to experience the soreness. His season ended due to an elbow strain last year, was dealing with some of the similar issues in spring training. He is still working through that, and now on the 60-day IL. Yu Darvish, who, as we know, was shut down in spring training. He's been playing light catch before games during the Padres season opening homestand. He's yet to throw off a mound. Brian Hoeing also playing catch. Could start to ramp up at some point. Matt Waldron still in a rest period as he works his way back from that oblique strain. Sean Reynolds is out of the walking boot. He did throw a side session as he works his way back from the stress reaction in his foot. And that's a quick look at just the headlines with guys that are on the IL. All those guys are working their way back. Maybe Johnny Brito, not so much. We'll see what the deal is with Johnny. He was just transferred, as we said, to the 60-day IL, but maybe not too crazy of an idea that somebody like Sean Reynolds, Brian Hoeing could join the bullpen at some point in the not too distant future. And when we have updates on Yu Darvish, we'll continue to provide them. Well, Gavin Sheets has been terrific for the Padres so far in his early career in the brown and gold. 8 for 18 to begin his Padres career, 2 doubles, a home run, and 5 RBIs. Gavin not in the lineup today with a lefty on the mound, but certainly you would imagine available off the bench a little bit later. Here was Gavin Sheets, who played for the White Sox last year, a White Sox team that set the all-time record for losses in a season. Here was Gavin earlier this week on the difference between last year and this year in San Diego.
It's been great. Obviously last year was extremely hard. Last 2 years was hard. And, I started to get back here and get this excitement back and being in a winning environment. It's contagious, and just getting back, it's brought, kind of the happiness back in baseball for me. And, it doesn't feel like a job at all. It's something I love to do and something I want to get to the ballpark and get the game going immediately. So to get back to that and just that joy that baseball's always brought me and get back to that and playing for that now has been a lot of fun.
Have you thought about going back to Chicago already? Like you're hot, and here you are going back to Chicago.
Yeah, it'll be exciting. I love Chicago. I love the city. It was great to me. Tons of really good memories there. So to go back to Chicago and see some familiar faces and just be in the city again will be exciting.
You looking forward to the weather, or not so much?
No, that's been loving the weather here so far. People were complaining about last night. I was like, man, this is about 30 degrees warmer with this kind of rain. So this is no problem for me. The weather's always the part of Chicago that in April and May that I won't miss.
I know you came here open-minded to potentially make some tweaks, changes to your process and your swing at the plate. But how did that process go when you got here, working with the coaching staff and kind of implementing that?
I think there was a clear plan from both sides, from me and from them. And I think that, the way that we worked together through it, they were always asking things. So it wasn't like a set, hey, we're going to do this and you're going to like it. It was kind of like, hey, we think about this, but we wanted to do it a way that works for you and what you're comfortable with. And, it didn't happen right away. I started 2 for 19 or 2 for 20 in spring training. Obviously, I was a little frustrated, but, we were always on the same page that, hey, this is in the long term. This is what's going to work, and this is what's going to get you to be a better player. And bought into that, and we're seeing some results.
Was there a thing that clicked then, or did it just kind of all start to
there was a day it clicked. I think we played at the Brewers, and I stayed back, and I was just hitting the cage for a couple hours with some of the guys here, with Victor and Mac and the Biomech guy, Nate, and it just started to click. And I think I went on that stretch of the homers, and even if they weren't homers, just some of the swings I was taking was exciting. And I knew that it felt something different, and I was excited going forward.
That was Gavin Sheets a little bit earlier this week inside the Padres clubhouse. Again, Gavin not in the starting lineup with the left-hander Shotzi Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs today, but certainly you would imagine Gavin Sheets, if there's a right-hander on the mound, that spot comes up in the lineup where the Padres think they can use him, that Gavin will be used at some point in this game. First pitch coming up at 11:20 at Wrigley Field in Chicago. Let's give you the keys to this series opener.
Let's take How will the Padres unlock a win today? These are the keys to the game. Presented by El Centro Motors Ford. Meet your new Ford General Manager, Greg Ryan, now at El Centro Motors Ford, your new Ford truck, Bronco, and SUV HQ. Call Greg directly at 619-944-0774.
Key number one, cool off the Cubs bats on a cold day in Chicago. The Cubs offense was ridiculous this week in Sacramento. Here were their collective numbers in 3 games. 35 runs scored, 41 hits, 8 home runs, a .336 team batting average, a .429 team on-base percentage, a .623 team slugging percentage, and a .1052 team OPS. Not a bad 3-game series. Kyle Tucker playing in his first game at Wrigley as a Cub today. He is red hot, batting .476 with 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, and 10 runs scored in the last 5 games. Key number 2, keep the Padres bats hot in the cold. The Padres offense ranks in the top 5 among major league teams in run differential at +25. That ranks first. They rank second in batting average at .298. They're tied for second in hits at 65, third in on-base percentage at .369, fourth in doubles at 13 on the year. Padres are the only team to have 3 qualified players batting .400 or above through the first full week of the season. That's Fernando Tatis Jr. batting .423, Jackson Merrill batting .417, Manny Machado batting an even .400. Tatis and Machado have each recorded 4 multi-hit games this season, tied for the second most in the majors, and the only pair of teammates to have 4+ multi-hit games so far this year. So, a key today, all that great offense we saw in the warmer weather here on the West Coast, bring it to the cold Midwest. That's key number 2. Key number 3 begs the question, how do you stay warm? You keep moving, right? You keep things moving. You keep active. Padres rank second in the major leagues with 15 stolen bases already. It's the quickest any Padre team has ever reached the double-digit stolen base mark. So, a key today, keep on doing what you're doing on the bases. Be aggressive. Keep it moving. Get guys in motion. It's cold anyway. That's key number 3. Key number 4, Randy Vasquez limiting the walks. Randy walked 4 batters in that first start of the season. He did pitch 6 scoreless innings, but he also dealt with multiple base runners in 3 out of those 6 innings. He only retired the side in order 1 time. That much base traffic, we know it's a dangerous way to live for a starting pitcher. One way Randy can control it better, limit the walks. 4 is too many, especially against the lineup that's swinging the bat as well as this Cubs lineup is right now. And that's a look at our keys to today's game at Wrigley. Now let's take a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard.
Let's take a trip around the bigs to highlight the scores that matter most with our out-of-town scoreboard. Presented by Jensen Premium Beef Patties. Always a hit for grilling.
Taking a look at what's going on around the major leagues today. 1 game underway already. White Sox and the Tigers in Detroit. Bottom half of the second there. Tigers won and the White Sox won. Everything else coming up a little bit later. Cardinals and the Red Sox in Boston at Fenway at 11:10. Walker Buehler will make his Fenway Park debut for the Red Sox. Blue Jays and the Mets in New York at 12:10. A's and the Rockies in Colorado at 1:10. Yankees and the Pirates in Pittsburgh at 1:12. Mariners and the Giants at 1:35 in San Francisco. Justin Verlander making his Giants debut in San Francisco. Diamondbacks and the Nationals in Washington, D.C. at 3:45. Dodgers and the Phillies at 3:45 in Philadelphia. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound for L.A. Jesus Luzardo on the mound for the Phillies. Good pitching matchup on opening day in Philly. Marlins and the Braves, the 0-7 Atlanta Braves at 4:15 today. Braves trying to get it going. They got swept against the Padres. They went up to LA. They got swept there too. Orioles and the Royals in Kansas City at 4:40. Rays and the Rangers in Arlington at 5:05. Reds and the Brewers in Milwaukee at 5:10. Guardians and the Angels in Anaheim at 6:38. And that's a full look at the out-of-town scoreboard on this Friday. When we come back on a EcoWater SoCal Padres pregame show, we'll address all your different tweets and your Instagram DMs, your YouTube comments, your keys to today's game. If you have a key to today's game that you want to share, you can find me on X at Sammy Lev, SammyLev. Instagram DMs open as well, Sammy Lev there too. Let me know, what is your key to today's game? And when we come back, we'll address some of those. Plus, we tell you what to watch for in today's game and take a deeper look at our pitching matchup between Randy Vasquez and Shota Imanaga. First pitch coming up at 11:20 on the north side of Chicago. You're listening to the Padres Radio Network. Padres baseball coming up on 97.3 The Fan and the Padres Radio Network. We go out to Jesse Agler and Tony Gwynn Jr. at a rainy, I'm sure, a little windy and chilly Wrigley Field in Chicago in just about 7 minutes. First pitch coming up at 11:20 a.m. as the Padres look to make it a perfect 8-0 record as they begin this 6-game road trip on opening day at Wrigley Field in Chicago. We'll tell you what to watch for in today's game in a moment. Take a deeper look at our starting pitching matchup. First, let's take a look at some of your keys to today's game. Got a number of Instagram messages here to read. We've got Kathy saying, key to the game, keep warm or let the cold motivate. Hit them where they ain't. Kathy, hitting them where they ain't, that's always a good strategy. We have Dionysus saying on Instagram, I seriously think one of the keys to today's game is keeping Kyle Tucker from hitting home runs or just cooling him down. He's been swinging a hot bat, and I feel like we need to cool him down. Dionysus, that was one of my keys to today's game. I'm with you. Travis saying we got to keep the bats hot. Score with runners in scoring position. Padres certainly have done that very well, moving the line, stringing hits together, hitting with runners in scoring position. They've been exceptional with 2-out hitting, all those things. If they do those things today and in this series, they'll continue to win. We'll see if they can keep rolling offensively here today. Let's tell you what to watch for today at Wrigley.
What's the one thing Sam Levitt will be keeping his eye on in today's game? This is What to Watch For, presented by Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Save 15% today on a new beginning for your home. Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com.
What to watch for in today's game? Can the relievers keep this thing rolling on the road? Through the first 7 games of the season, here's where the Padres bullpen ranks. Lowest ERA for any bullpen in baseball at 0.68. Lowest opponent batting average for any bullpen in baseball at 133. They've also struck out 32% of the batters they faced so far this year. This bullpen, top to bottom, has been excellent. Can they keep that rolling on the road, in the cold, in Chicago? We'll see. That's what to watch for in today's game. Now let's take a deeper look at our starting pitching matchup. Randy Vasquez for San Diego and Shota Imanaga for Chicago.
Let's take a look at who's on the bump today with our starting pitching preview on the Padres Radio Network.
Right-hander Randy Vasquez on the mound for the Padres today, 26 years old. His first start against the Braves, he was very good. 6 innings, no runs given up, 4 hits, he walked 4 and struck out 3. Faced the Cubs last season in early May. He went 4 innings and a third that day, 1 earned run given up on 5 hits. Meanwhile, left-hander Shota Imanaga on the mound for the Cubs, 31 years old, now in his second major league season. First 2 starts against the Dodgers and the D-backs. In Japan against the Dodgers, he went 4 scoreless, hitless innings. In Arizona against the Diamondbacks, he went 7 innings, 1 earned run given up, and 3 hits allowed. Faced the Padres once last season in early May, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, and he struck out 8, so he was very good that day. And that's a look at our pitching matchup between Randy Vasquez and Shota Imanaga. Before we send things out to Jesse and Tony, let's set the table one more time for you. Padres come into today's game, the series opener at Wrigley Field, a perfect 7-0, their best start to any season in franchise history. Before this year, no Padres team had ever started 5-0. So the Padres continuing to build on what has been quite literally a historic run to the 2025 season. Cubs, meanwhile, enter their home opener 5-4. They lost both games to the Dodgers in Japan to begin the season. They've played better since. They're coming off a 3-game sweep of the A's in Sacramento. Cubs scoring 35 runs combined in those 3 games. Cubs offense has been absolutely stellar as of late. We'll see if Randy Vasquez and the Padres bullpen can hold them in check here today. Some guys in the Padres lineup that continue to swing it really well. Fernando Tatis Jr. batting .423 in 22 at-bats with a home run, 5 RBIs, 5 stolen bases. Jackson Merrill batting .417 in 24 at-bats, couple of home runs, and 8 RBIs. Manny Machado has been really, really good as of late, batting .400 now in 25 at-bats on the year, 3 doubles, 5 runs scored, and 4 stolen bases. And it's something we've talked about a ton on the pre- and post-game coverage. This Padres team, that opening homestand, they played a dynamic, fun, energetic, very good style of baseball for the first week of the season. Now, the key question today, can they take what they did at home and bring it on the road? We'll see. When we come back, Jesse Agler, Tony Gwynn Jr. have the full starting lineups, first pitch, and all the play-by-play. I'll talk to you on our post-game coverage. You're listening to your home for San Diego Padres baseball, 97.3 The Fan, and the Padres Radio Network. Enjoy the game, everybody.